Welcome, replay viewers. I'm so glad you're here. Stick around to hear what I'm saying about all the rules that experts kind of pile on around intimacy and sex and when not to, and how that is potentially keeping you from your perfect partner. So you can feel free to zip a couple minutes ahead to see that talk, but I welcome you here. So welcome everyone to today's chat, because I really wanted to clear up this idea. It's something I've never actually done a talk on, and it's so prevalent in the dating world when you're putting yourself out there and you're starting to meet people, and you can feel super overwhelmed with, like, what do I do? How do I make this work? And for me personally, I remember how many different rules were coming at me. I mean, sex is a big part of relationship. It's an important part. And when you're hearing, okay, on this hand, wait, 3 months. On this hand, don't do anything until you get a commitment. On this hand, just not on the first date. Like, all of the discrepancies. And for me personally, I remember really feeling super confused by it. And as I was dating and meeting people, I was noticing that I was trying to try on all of these things. And it's easy when you're really wanting to create a relationship to look back and say, oh, well, I probably slept with that person too early. Or, wow, I waited too long and they probably gave up on me. And making up all of these stories, even just around the piece of how soon you have intimacy with someone can become, part of the story. So I just want to welcome everyone. I am Reverend Lunch Lady, also known as Love Coach Macy, and I am the go-to woman for the single, smart, spiritually conscious woman over 40-ish who really knows that she wants to have a meaningful, lasting, committed relationship. Get engaged, get married, share your life with someone. So if that's you, you're in the right place. Because this discussion, in its context of I want to have a committed relationship, that's really important. You have to really know what it is you ultimately want. So today I'm going to be speaking about it in terms of, if you're really serious about having that lasting relationship, how do you navigate this piece? So, like I said, you'll hear out there a whole bunch of different rules around this, and I really am self-proclaimed as the no rules dating strategist. And I do that because when we are thinking about what to do in a relationship, and we are looking to grab onto these rules, then all of a sudden we're playing by somebody else's rules. All of a sudden we're no longer tuning into who we are and what we are about and what we value and what we ultimately want to create. So that becomes the problem, is that we can't play by other people's rules if we want truly an authentic relationship. So I'm saying none of these rules are going to be helpful. But why is this a big deal? I mean, the reason why it's a big deal is because there is science behind intimacy. When a woman has sex with a man, then there's a hormonal connection. There is that piece. So if you know that you ultimately want a committed, lasting relationship, you have to know yourself enough to know that, that may be a factor for you. So if you do sleep with someone right away, is that going to create an attachment, a connection, an emotional bond that then makes it hard to really get to know this person and see if this person is the kind of person that makes sense for you? So today I want to give you a couple things that you really want to think about in terms of navigating this. So one of the things that you really do want to know is ultimately, what is it you're wanting to create in your love life? Do you want to create a relationship that is lasting and committed with a partner that you can imagine sharing your life with? If you know that's the case, then it's important to first really get clear on who you are and what you value, so that then you can start seeing the vision of who this person is. In order to navigate all this, you have to have the skills to communicate, to be present with another person. Because here's what happens. Every couple is different. Every relationship is different. Every relationship is an equation of you plus this other person, then creates this relationship space. So that's going to be unique in every situation. So there's another reason why, if you are so locked onto these rules about, I have to wait until the 11th date, or we have to wait 90 days, or whatever it is that may not be for you, and it may be for you, then you're kind of disconnecting from the energy and the spirit that is the relationship. So if you struggle with this, if you find that you get in a lot of fear and you don't know what to do, or you're having a hard time communicating about your intimacy needs, or it's really scary for you to do that, then I would recommend that you get support around that, because otherwise then maybe you are going to need some rules. Because if you don't know who you are and what it is that matters to you, and you don't have the skills to be in an intimate relationship, then all of that is kind of putting the cart before the horse in a way. So it's really, it really is about how prepared you are to go into a relationship. So I know for me, I definitely had a lot of different experiences. Like, I actually tried on a lot of these rules. I thought, there were so many times when I met someone and I would get kind of swooped away by the experience, and I'd be so excited about it that there was even dialogue within me that said, well, if I have to, if I want to wait, or if I want to create a boundary and say, you know what, I'm not ready, I don't know you well enough, is that going to push them away? Is that going to ruin what I feel I have? There was plenty of times when I felt like I ignored my heart because I was worried about what the other person was going to think. So post below if you relate to that feeling of, wow, if I choose the wrong thing, then I'm going to scare this person away, or either way, like either they'll think I'm not really serious enough, or that I just want a booty call, or that, that I'm, just whatever that I might do that would ruin the situation. I mean, that's an easy inner critic to have when you first start meeting people. So what I do in my programs and in Love Muffin is we really work on getting clear, knowing who we are and what we're about in a way that helps us to be able to really clearly speak what it is we want, and to let go of the idea that, you know, with the right person that you could actually do something wrong. When you are with the right person, then, and you're paying attention to, you know, what's really present in the relationship, and you're using your communication to share, you know, this is what I'm feeling about this right now, and this is, you know, how I feel about you, being able to be in that space and really honor those things that matter to you, and not even give energy to relationships that don't match your values. That's another thing. We can easily just start saying, well, maybe this will show me later that it's a good fit. Like, maybe this will transform, you know, I'll give it a chance. Have you ever said that? I used to say that. You know, oh, well, I'll just give it a chance, you know, maybe. And, you know, how many chances do we give when we're saying that? To me, it just says, well, maybe I don't know what I want. So if you're joining in, please introduce yourselves. Please say hi. I'm so glad you're here. So really the point here is that, you know, experts are going to be out there saying a lot of things. This is how you should do it. This is how you find the right one. This is what you need to do or be or say or text or whatever in order to be attractive. And I say it's all bullshit unless you know who you are. So really, truly, it takes, you know, being willing to commit to your dream. So if you truly want lasting love, then it's worth having the patience and taking the time to say, you know what does that mean for me? Even if you've never had it before, you're having an experience that says, wow, I do want to share my life with someone. If you're watching this, if you followed me, like, I truly, you know, am committed to helping women take the time to know themselves and be champions for the divine desires that are coming through you, whether it's in that relationship space or in any areas of your life. I think it's so important because so many times I hear women saying, well, you know, I really want this, but there's so much judgment. I'm like, well, maybe it's not cut out for me, or maybe I can't, maybe I'm not supposed to have that, or whatever it is. And no, I mean, if you have that simmering in your heart, it is yours. So then what is it going to take to, you know, give yourself the time and space, give yourself the love and compassion to peel away any of those things, like these rules, these experts that are saying, do this, do that, wait this long, wait this many days, or make sure you have a commitment, or do, like, all of these things. Those are the things that become the shields against what you want, because you're no longer listening to yourself. And it doesn't come from just relationship experts. It's coming from your life. And, you know, as we kind of work on how do we allow meaningful love to come into our life, we find all of these ways that, all of these things we've collected over time that say, okay, this is what love is like. And this is how it should look. And, you know, these things are coming from our schools, from magazines, from TV, from movies, from churches, and I mean, all of these different ways. And I am the go-to woman for the woman who doesn't want to feel like they have to like follow some crazy external idea, which then makes you feel like, wow, well, I guess there's something wrong with me, or it can make you feel like, well, you know, I can't do this. I can't do life on my own. Like I need to have all of these constructs in place. And I do think that, you know, it is important to get support and help to be able to, you know, really see yourself honestly. But, you know, what is really true for you is that inner wise self, that inner spirit within, that divine infinite self. And it's really the relationship between you and that is going to reveal what it is that you need to do in each moment. And then in relationship, it becomes an even deeper dynamic because it's you plus another person that creates this relationship space. So, okay, someone's saying self-control is important. I'm not sure what that means. I feel like certainly, you know, in terms of, I would say self-control of, you know, our emotional being aware of how we react and default to old patterns is definitely a helpful thing to understand. But in my world, this is, you know, we are training ourselves to create habits that are love attracting, that are self-supportive, that are elevating to our spirit and our destiny. So it's like, what is it that, you know, wants to come through us that has that like divine essence to it that really is the truth, that does remind you that you are love and that you are a beautiful, divine, unique unicorn that also is a human being that is living on this planet. So those skills of communication and relating and understanding our bodies and being able to create the right personal boundaries that suit your well-being. So thank you so much for being here. Comment below, let me know. And if you haven't joined the Smart Single Spiritually Conscious Women Who Want Real Love, that is a group that I have, so please join that. If you know that you are really serious about creating that meaningful relationship, private message me. I'm happy to have a talk with you about what that would look like for you. Because, you know, what we're talking about here is really living the best possible life that you can live. You know, this isn't just, okay, let's get a date. Let's figure out, you know, who I'm going to sleep with. No, this is really like how we can navigate our life that is really serving our soul. So thank you for being here. Hi, Rose. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Dawn. And we will talk to you soon. Bye.